We are now live. Give us about 5 minutes, guys, and we'll get started. We're just setting things up. Sarah, can you do a mic test, please?
Affirmative. How are y'all this morning? Can you hear me?
Yes, it comes through perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Just a quick, for those that are all dribbling in, we have a couple people in the studio chat right now and a live stream that is on Twitter. You can see the purple halo, actually it's bright pink, of the Tech in Schools um, PFP or avatar. Today is the first day of our AI Mastery Hackathon. The challenge has been set. The bar has been raised. Hopefully, each and every one of you have responded to all of your emails and are in the Slack channel, obviously. We want to make sure that you're there because if you're not going to get all of the trinkets and swag and wonderful stuff that you need to be successful over the next week. Um, all of these live streams are recorded and they will be at the ready so that you will be able to have them later on. We do realize that not everybody can be here exactly at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we will be doing this over the course of the next 7 days, every single morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., checking in, seeing the handiwork, doing the thing. And so at that time, you can always go back, re listen at your leisure as you're building behind the scenes. There are some very specific rules, folks, and we are going to try to be abundantly clear and radically transparent about all of the things that you will need to do and the requirements in order to make it through to the end of the week and have a finished product and project to upload at the appropriate time for the judges to consider. So you need to follow instructions. You need to make sure that you're doing the thing that you're supposed to. You also need to make sure that you're checking in because there's a lot of layers of accountability, not just for our judges and our sponsors, but we want to make sure that each and every one of you understand that the protocols in place are there for a reason, not to annoy you, not to make your life miserable or stress you out. Um, for many of you, this might be your first hackathon. The prizes that are involved are big, so we have to make sure that we are doing everything to the best of our abilities, dotting all of the I's and crossing all of the T's. So, without very much more fanfare, Nick, Alisher, and Ross are behind the scenes. We hope that each and every one of you have gotten an opportunity to kind of poke in and listen, learn about the people that have made this happen for us. There is a long list of really wonderful people. We see companies, but really it's the people behind the companies, their logo. You know, just like we wear an avatar, corporations wear an avatar, and they have their icons, they have their logos, but behind that are real people that truly enjoy what they do. Um, have a calling in life and want to make a difference in the world, just like each and every one of you. And we do have some spectacular people. Today, you're going to be learning in briefly about a couple different companies. And your turbo packs are going to have a couple different companies that are going to make your life and your journey over the next 7 days monumentally better. If you want to choose expert mode, you can by all means. We don't mind that at all. But we do want to make sure that you have fun. Many of you, like I said, this is your first hackathon. So we want to make sure it's a good experience so that you will continue to push the envelope of your own education, hack your own education, and move forward, learn new stuff, and dare to enter other hackathons. They are a way to really test your chops and see what you know. And there's nothing that will focus your attention more than facing a firing squad or a definite unmovable deadline at the end of the week. So it is one of those things. We have an outcome, we have an end date, and you are traipsing to it. So um, I do know that there are some people that are really struggling. They may not be able to log in today. They may not be able to do things. I will tell you, sometimes the brutal, hard fact of a hackathon is that we can't make exceptions. And I know that hurts because a lot of folks are friends and part of our pocket family, but we have to maintain the integrity of the game and the integrity of the competition. And that means that sometimes you may have to fall off. You might have to say, oh, I can't finish it. Something happened, technology, it happens. Um, that's not a ding to you if it doesn't work out this time. So, just be aware that, you know, this is a process, and for the integrity of the game, it moves forward. But you do too. You can still follow along and do the things that everybody else is doing behind the scenes. You don't necessarily need an event to do the thing. You can just do it. So I want to put that out there because that is a DM question that we get a lot. And as we had stated in the pregame show, if you were not available or had not listened, um, I am a judge also, and Nick Alisher and Ross will be playing pivotal roles. And that means that you can ask questions in the general Slack channel, questions that if we can answer, we will do so. If we cannot, please extend mercy because we are trying our very best to make sure that each and every one of you have an equal playing field and that we abide by the terms that we've all set. So um, we cannot help you behind the scenes. We cannot help you in DMs. We can't help you in any other way in the Slack channel. And it has a little asterisk because sometimes, unless it's a technical problem or something that is involving with the ecosystem or the playground equipment, um, we can't help anybody in that respect. So you guys are on your own, and trust me, it's going to be wonderful. Alisher, can we test your mic?
Alisher is not speaking. He is helping with tech right now, making sure nothing goes wrong.
Got it. No problem. No problem. How are we doing? Is everything
Um,
live on
we're
Twitter?
good. Yeah. So what I want to talk about, guys. Well, first, welcome to the world's first ever AI Mastery Hackathon. It's going to be really cool. We worked really, really hard to make a really fun event for you guys that's going to help you learn, give you some new things to actually play with, new tools you probably never used or didn't get to use at the scale that you actually want to because of the cost behind it. And we have probably some of the best partners right now on the internet brought together for the coolest event that I've never seen anything like this. For you guys that are builders, this is literally a gold mine. You're going to get all the cool things that you need to build really impactful products. And I will tell you, we have made an impact, people. I know this because in the middle of the night, companies reached out to add to the prizes and to the turbo pack. And I think that that's so absolutely incredible. Can you believe that, Sarah? That actually happened.
I actually can now. I know that it takes. This is one of the one times where I am legitimately speechless in terms of how fast this hackathon came together, and it's really a testament to relationships. We think about the way things used to be, and the gatekeepers and the old legacy systems. And now, really, the collaborations that we make are what makes us wealthy. It is what we say is the next currency. And it's fascinating because the networks that we're building are symbiotic. We all work together. And when someone comes up with a great idea and people come out of the woodwork, not because they have to, but because they can, it's really powerful. And what we've been doing, every Wednesday night and Thursday morning, I think for almost a year now, having a public build in public kind of ecosystem, a digital makerspace, is something that a lot of companies want. They want to be a part of because it's better. It's better than let's say, paying a hired merc to show your stuff. It's different than that. It's saying, hey, these are people that are genuinely interested in our things. Our things are actually helping them build businesses, build products and services. And we would really like to be in that sandbox, because there is something very special, a synergy about building side by side with somebody. And it is, you want to be in the room where it happened, as we say in Hamilton. You definitely want to be in the room where it happens. And it has been such a privilege to see all of these companies. You know, we're going to learn about a couple in a minute. I don't want to spill the beans early, but they came out of the woodwork, and not only that, they put their money where their mouth was. And that to me is something very special, because it means they believe in you, the participants. It's not that they're bribing you, it's that they say, hey, I hear you have a good idea. Let me give you what I have on hand to see if it will make it better, and see if it can push you further, and see if it can make this idea actually come to fruition. That's really powerful. And I am very, very appreciative. And as these sponsors have been coming in and hearing the word on the street, the fires have been lit over Gondor, the whole across the land has been notified and coming out of the woodwork. And it's really, really cool just to see the culmination. And it's also really cool, too, that each of our participants are going to get some really wonderful things. Not necessarily, the stickers and the swag and the squishies and the, hoodies and fanny packs. They're going to be given things that are very meaningful and relevant to their journey as not just hackers and hackathon participants, but people who like to build and building good things. And I'm really, really humbled by that, because there are a lot of really good people. The universe is conspiring with you, each and every one of you. You have a dream, an aspiration, something that you want to build. And these folks are coming out of the woodwork to see it happen. So yeah, I'm really, really happy about it. And I was shocked as all get out this morning, and the integration of all of the new prize packs. I do anticipate that there may be more midweek also, just because people are cool and they do cool things. So they see that we have a new image on our screen. Runware, yes, Runware is definitely a new sponsor that was not on the list as of 12 hours ago, or last night in the last tweet. So
That is true, and
you can look.
with great time too, right? Because everyone is gonna be building something that's using AI, and this is like a great opportunity to put image and video using AI into your app. Imagine having all the video editors in the world, all the not editors, all the video models in the world, all the image models, all on one API. Even the ones like, let's see, they got everything. Look. So they got Minimax, Kling, Pixverse, Vdo, VO3, and they have image models, pretty much all of them. Look at this. And so you guys are going to get to use this platform to build your prototype, and you'll get free credits to do it, and it's pretty awesome. I just recently learned about them. So anytime you see me discussing something, guys, you want to go to that website and you want to sign up, because you can't actually get anything unless you have an account prior. And the other thing is you're going to need a credit card to actually put down, because it's not going to charge you, but there's security, and that's one of the securities. So it could be any card, but few of our vendors are going to, and sponsors are going to require you to do this. Now, if you have the Pixio API, that's different. That's basically comfy. This is not comfy. Things can get expensive, so don't nuke all of your credits on videos. Highly recommend you explore the platform, and I will see what all it can do like later tonight, because I'm going to use it and try it. But what's cool that I noticed is they have something called the Sonic Inference Engine, so it's super fast. So that's actually really useful when you're on another one of our sponsors hosting, Vercel. So when you're using Vercel, you want to get API calls out as quick as possible. So the website is runware.ai. Everyone got that? I'm going to put it in Slack. That's why Slack is important. And to claim anything, you're going to have to shoot me a DM in Slack and tell me that you would like to claim the turbo pack. And then you'll be cross-checked with the list. And if you're on the list, you will get a turbo pack. You could DM me as early as now. Will you get an answer now? Probably not, because I'm going to go through them. But feel free to go in Slack and shoot me a DM that you want the turbo pack, and we'll be releasing it to people as soon as they DM. We have codes and a proper way to claim it.
Just to jump in real quick, folks, each piece of your puzzles, all the puzzles here, your turbo pack, we have to keep a very careful accounting. So I know some of the things that Ross has mentioned may seem kind of weird. Credit card, it can be a prepaid card that you just have, so you don't have to put all your details in. That KYC, know your customer, is really important to not just the sponsors, but also, for the integrity of the game in general. We're not keeping those details necessarily unless you're winning the big prizes and things like that. But the prizes involved and even the turbo pack that you have is very valuable. And so we want to make sure that they're getting into the right hands of the people that have already signed up. We have had a number of people that just didn't follow through. They signed up, they wanted to be a part of the hackathon, and then they never opened the email. They never said, I need to claim my pack. And that meant that they were not on that list. And maybe they're not even in the Slack channel. They just didn't follow directions. You need to do all of those necessary click box things because, we have to make sure that there is an account. So if you have not done that and you're listening in and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't remember doing any of that stuff, you better do it right now. You need to be in the Slack channel and you needed to click that link in order to have the ability to claim the codes that Nick, Alisher, and Ross have behind the scenes for you, either through Slack or your DM. There's a cross-checking process.
Well, I would say don't DM because
you don't want you to get lost.
We have Slack for a reason. It's a very secure way where you can talk to us. I would say if you have issues and you can't get into Slack, that's where I would DM like myself or Sarah on Twitter.
That's perfect. But I will tell you, this live stream is only going to be from 10 to 11. So we have about 40 minutes left. At the end of this session, if you don't already have your codes already claimed, then you will shortly thereafter. I mean, everybody will have everything that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Don't anticipate getting an answer right now and claiming it right now. Right after the live stream ends, we'll be rolling out everything to people. And then if you have an issue claiming or questions, you just answer back in Slack. That's why we're doing it like this.
And I can rest assured, the number of participants is manageable. And so, you can anticipate within an hour. So you're not going to be set behind. And Ross is going to quickly go over, one, who our sponsors are. Two, we're going to hit the ground running and we're going to introduce you. This is the opening ceremony of our AI Mastery Hackathon. Over the course of the week, you're going to be given a challenge each morning at 10 a.m. These challenges are not designed to throw you off track. They're not designed to frustrate you. They're not designed to spin your wheels and waste your time. They are very deliberate, and each piece of the challenges that are laid out each morning are going to be required for your final submission. And whether you choose to integrate certain products or not is up to you, but you will have to have certain bits and bobs that meet the requirements in order to have a good submission on Sunday night. So each morning, just plan on drinking some coffee, coming into the live stream, and getting your challenge. If in the event that you can't do this live, that's okay. That's why there's a Slack channel. We're on 24/7, right? So 24/7, 365, there's always the Slack channel and someone monitoring it. You will be able to see what that day's challenges are, and then you'll be able to check them off of your list. I will tell you, last night running through the first challenge, it should take you less than 10 minutes. I mean, it's really, really simple. And once you accomplish that goal, your journey is going to be made monumentally better. I will just tell you that. There is a rhyme and a reason to all of the things that we're asking you to do. And if there is any confusion about any of the directions or the why, you can always address those in the Slack channel. But be assured, your final submission must have each one of these challenges checked off because it's a necessity in order to have the presentation that it needs to be in. So as you can see, Russ has some graphics that are.
One quick thing people are saying. I got a few DMs and I'm reading Brad's comments. So guys, remember, we're streaming on a lot of platforms, and I assure you, there is not just 40 people. So people will hopefully see. There is people that maybe won't see it, and it will be on replay. But we are everywhere, including the registered members. So just because you registered, that was an extra step, which is really cool, so that you can remain on the list for the next hackathon. So if you're here in StreamYard and you join that way, that's awesome. But we're everywhere. And I have a 72% right now of people that are here. So we're hoping that other 20% catches the replay, because what we're saying here is very, very important. And it's not just a graphic. This is their website, Sarah. Isn't it nice?
I think it's wonderful. I do want to make sure we do have about 75% of the folks that expressed that they were interested in actually followed through. By the end of the evening, it'll be 100% because we will reallocate their spots to people that are on the waiting list. We have hundreds of people on the waiting list, and we want to make sure that, we're keeping the games, tight. We want everybody to have awesome packs and cool stuff for participating. We don't want to dilute the prize pool, right? So you have a set amount of people. We definitely have over 100 people participating in the entire game as of yet. So the numbers are going to change a little bit, and you want to make sure, if you have not gotten your fancy email and you are on the waiting list and you're chomping at the bit, just be persistent. Be persistent, because there are going to be people that'll drop off after the end of this day. And if you are determined to be in the games, we will try to figure out how to make sure that happens. But it is one of the things that we did cap it in order to make sure that we didn't dilute the giant prize pool that we have. And we want to make sure that each of you have some tools that it's not going to be a 10 tokens or something like that. You want to have a bigger bounty, as they say. So don't be discouraged if you're not in the gameplay as of yet. That will change within the next 12 hours. And if you're not claiming your stuff, if you're not claiming your turbo pack, you're going to have some problems, because you're going to either have to pay for those products outside, or you have some really cool things that you can play with for free. So we want to make sure that you're aware of
also
that.
Before I go into this, really quick, so if you're in Slack and you have like a name that's not a name, you might want to change your name or follow up that DM with who you are. If I can't see your name in Slack, you must provide your email to get the turbo pack. So just look at your username if you DM me. If it's your name, you're okay. If it's not your name, be sure to follow up with an email, or we cannot actually release the turbo packs because they're worth actual money. So we have a process that we have to follow with all the partners, especially this one. So just remember that when you DM, check your name. And if it's not a name that I will recognize, make sure to tell me your actual email and name. Okay, so Sarah, do you know what modal is?
I think it's cool. Um, I have been looking at it, and models at scale is something that is fascinating to me. But I hope that you give it. I hope that you give it its due, man, because you know it much better than I do. A lot of these products are new to me, actually. I have went through, and some of them we have used in class. A lot of you will recognize them. Modal is definitely new to me, and we have some new sponsors that I have never heard of before, and I'm getting to know them too. But tell me what modal is used for and why it's important.
So modal is actually GPU inference at scale. And what's cool is a lot of companies that you already know use them, like us, Lovable, um, OpenPipe, Substack, Cursor, Suno, Mistral, Quora, Ramp. I mean, these are big companies. You know what the coolest part is? It's so easy. It's like 2, 3 lines of code, and you got GPUs inferencing. And the best part about Modal is their insane documentation. Like, it still blows my mind. So, like, if you look at their docs, the examples, look how nice this is, Sarah. I know you appreciate good docs. Look at this.
They did a fantastic job. The
So, like,
aesthetics are lovely.
let's say you don't even know what you're doing, right? And you're just like looking over here, and you're like, I want to build a voice chatbot with Moshi. Well, look at this. You can just build it. This is it. This is the whole code. This done. That's it. It's crazy. And this would use a GPU, an A10G, and you'd be able to run open source stuff instantly, like 5 seconds instantly, not just like fast. Let's say you want to train your own model. No problem. Let's say you want to run DeepSeek. No problem. You can run DeepSeek right in the command line and use it, your own. Let's say you want to make your own video model. You're like, oh, I want to do WAN. So you have to pay a lot of money to star in music videos. And this is Charles. He's pretty awesome. He's actually the connect to between us and Modal that made this happen. He created the event for you and part of the Turbo Pack on Modal, which we'll get to. But imagine you could simply just star in your own music video, kind of like a Laura, like for a picture, but for a video. This is the most expensive thing to do, Sarah. What if it was free? And like you only use 2% of your Turbo Pack. Can you imagine?
I am imagining some things. Tell me something, because one of the things that folks don't realize is we're showing you things, but we're also dancing around some of the logistics because we want to make sure that the game is played correctly. What would you use Modal um, for the average person?
So basically, and let's say you have an app, right? And you have an AI model. You're paying OpenAI for their key. You can launch DeepSeek and not pay no one and just hit this endpoint and get free LLM inference. Well, not free, but you pay for it. But you'll be able to take the Turbo Pack and actually do something amazing. And honestly, I know you'll see this, Charles. You're incredible, and Modal's incredible. We're proud, customers of Modal for the last few years. Pixio uses Modal. And they're just amazing.
So I think everybody is chomping at the bit because we have a half hour and we want to make sure that they know.
Yeah, no, we're good on time. Don't worry. Everyone can
I
show.
understand. Um, so we have Modal, and Modal is a part of the ecosystem and is also one of the sponsors of our hackathon.
It is.
And
And
it's
you want to make sure you're signing up each step, please.
exactly,
That's not enough.
exactly. Um, one of the things that, if you don't know what any of these tools do, there are a number of you that are very gifted in terms of the apps that you've created, the products and services that you've created. And a lot of times you lean heavily into the flow or the work flow that you have, that you've established for yourself, whatever's easiest. But part of a hackathon is also understanding when and how to pivot, and also using whatever is on hand to build the thing that you are envisioning. Everything can be a hammer. So um, if you don't know what modal is, I did not know what modal was because it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something that I use regularly, and I had to ask my large language models, whether it's you know our TSI, my AI tutor, whether it is the machine, or your large language of choice, giving it a prompt and asking, hey, what would I use this for? Why do I need it in my business plan? How can it improve my workflow? That will give you a better idea on how to plug it into the things that you're building, and hopefully find new efficiencies that will free up time and resources. And this is what that does, is that it's freeing up some resources. And many of you that already have modal in your ecosystem and you're paying premium prices to have it, having this in your turbo pack as extra stuff that you are able to use, it kind of defrays the cost in your business. You can reallocate those resources somewhere else because you have these wonderful new things that you get to keep forever and ever. Amen. Go ahead, Ross.
So one quick thing, I'm gonna share the next thing you need to sign up to. It's really important that and I'm gonna answer some questions. Yes, it can run Kimmy. That'll work. Two, make sure you put your credit card in. It won't charge you though. So if you're on Modal, it tells you to sign up and add your credit card. So you just need to add a card, and then we'll tell you what to do next.
Yeah, guys, basically for Modal, you need a verified account. So you need to log in, claim the $30 that they give you, and when we send out the email with all the codes, you'll be able to claim another $500 worth of credit to assist you in whatever it is you're building. And you can pretty much run anything that's Python, GPU heavy on Modal.
Yes, I understand. Okay, so I do have a DM. I'm going to go over this one more time, and hopefully it'll stick and you won't be upset. We know that a lot of people don't have two nickels to rub together. You're not paying for anything. But in order to receive those first initial $30 and then the $500, we need to make sure that you're an actual person and not a bot, right? And there are a couple of ways that we can do that. And Modal themselves, all of our sponsors have different safeguards in place to make sure that the customers, whether we were in a hackathon or not, are who they say they are. So if right now, you don't have to sign up at this very second, but you're going to want to because you want to hit the ground running. A prepaid card with $10 on it, will work. So I'm putting that out there. If you go down to the local gas station or your Walmart or wherever, having a card like that for games like this is important, because you do have to jump through the hoops and make sure that you're a human, right? And that is the reason why. So we're not keeping those cards, by the way. That's not on us. That is to make sure that you can unlock the code that we have been given to give to you. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
And I hope it alleviates some of your fears and anxieties.
It's actually completely not from us. It's part of their infrastructure to verify. And by the way, you don't have to pay anything. So everyone asks me, do I gotta load it? Just don't do anything. Just put a credit card and that's it. Don't pay for anything. just need to verify your account. Same with Daytona. Now, do you know what Daytona is? Sarah, let's see.
I love Daytona, and I'm going to let all the technicals be kind of given by you because I want to do them justice. We met Daytona in one of our evening sessions, and they spent an entire time with us talking about the company, talking about what they do. And I will tell you, when I heard through the grapevine their generosity, I was astounded. Many people don't know a lot of these companies because they don't toot their own horn. They don't have a lot of flash and splash and lots of those kinds of things. But these are all of the tools that we're using today are infrastructure type things. So, but I will tell you, Daytona is a very special company, and I don't want to mislead people in terms of how it's going to be fit in. I know that I sound kind of uninformed, but it is more like I am not a developer, folks, and I'm not one that plays one on TV. I actually have to kind of muddle through, and that's why
Really
I'm
quick,
here
Sarah,
to all
I'm
of you.
getting a bunch of.
Go ahead, Rose.
When you're in modal at the top, it just says verify. Just hit verify. That's it. And Daytona is incredible. What they do is it's very interesting. So their tagline is run AI code, right? So it creates everything for an agent to like use a computer. It's pretty wild. It's how we're doing some very interesting things with Machine. And by the way, Machine is about to get a crazy update, so look out for that. I'm trying to get it ready so you guys could use it for the hackathon. But it is without Daytona and that partnership, we would not be able to build what we're building with the Machine. Impossible. It lets you take control of sandboxes and Docker containers and build them at command for LLMs to use, execute. File system, Git. I mean, imagine just talking to your GitHub, but without having to build it. It comes baked in with computer use, evals, code interpreter, agents, data analysis, visualization. I mean, it's wild. And they are one of the coolest new companies I've seen pretty much all year. And we love them. So you guys are going to get to build with Daytona and Modal. And Daytona is going to, we're going to give you codes, but basically you're going to want to, today, you're going to want to, all of your emails have been whitelisted, at least on our end. So all you got to do is sign up. You should get $100 right now. And then you put your credit card, you're going to get $100. And then later you're going to get more money in the Turbo Pack. So you're going to be able to really utilize Daytona. And those of you who actually win the hackathon, I mean, you're going to get enough infra credits to launch the next big AI company. And I can't believe that they are actually doing this and providing such a substantial prize for the winner.
One of the things that Daytona mentioned, Ross just said it's more than a sandbox. It really is. When I was listening to the folks from Daytona talk about the product in general, it always reminded me of two things. One, a bridge. So it has this giant ability to create in an ecosystem seamlessly. But not only that, for you like motorheads, the folks that are like from Detroit, I always thought of the Daytona, where you have fast cars, fast things. They're moving at Mach speed and revving engines that are super powerful. And so while he was speaking, I kept thinking about those muscle cars and how fast, because that is the one thing that we had learned in class, is that when you have Daytona as the rails for your project in general, it's a powerful engine. It's, you're 0 to 60. I totally get it. And not only that, they have just an amazing acumen in terms of understanding what their users actually need. And so when Ross is scrolling through all of the bottom and you see all of these different places where it kind of building blocks and infrastructure, those are really important things that a lot of people don't really think about. And yeah, you can summon and conjure code from an AI. That's not a problem. It's understanding the infrastructure that makes it go and how to manage those resources in a smart way. So with Daytona, with Modal, with
Really quick, guys. There's no sign in with GitHub, yes, and no, you don't have to give 100. Daytona is going to require you just to add a card. That will give you money. Just do that. Just add a card. Don't buy nothing. Not yet.
do not buy anything, folks. You are not supposed to shell out any money for anything. So those of you that are involved in our classes, you kind of understand this. For those that have never been in the classes before, this might feel weird and foreign, but like I said, it's a KYC situation. It's know your customer. Daytona has been exceedingly generous, not just with each of you individually. Each of you individually are going to have hundreds of dollars worth of things just from them. But like Ross said, the winner, their whole business can be made. And I mean that underscore, underline, big, bold lettering. It's incredible. The generosity that they extended us. They visited our class and they thought, yeah, we want to invest in those people and you want to have a hackathon? Yeah, we'll make sure that you can do that and people will be, happy to attend. And I hope that you will. So, yes, but if you are unfamiliar, like I was, with Daytona, I did not know who Daytona was 3 weeks ago. And so, looking into the company, looking into the people, looking into their why, what they are building and why they built it, and what problem they were trying to serve, to solve for builders and makers is really important. So hopefully you'll take a peek, you'll get to know that, and keep it under your hat because it may come back to you later on in the week. So go ahead, Ross.
Now, with Daytona, you're also going to want to sign in. You're going to want to add your card, and you'll get, I think, $200, and then we're going to give you more in the turbo pack. Now, last but not least is Bolt. And if you don't know who Bolt is, it's bolt.new. And you guys are going to use Bolt quite a bit during at least the first challenge, which I'm going to tell you right now. But just to give you an idea of how Bolt works, you type your idea, you import a Figma or a GitHub, and it can literally build something. And actually, what's interesting is it can connect to like Supabase and Stripe. So you can build things with ENVs too. It's really interesting. And you're going to get an upgraded version of Bolt in the Turbo Pack. But you can certainly log in and try it now. Remember, claiming the Turbo Pack on Bolt will require a credit card. You would put in the code, and then it will be free that first month. And then if the winner is going to get a different code. Any other thing that
Yeah, I would say with Bolt, I saw somebody said if you already have Bolt, you could try to redeem the code and see if you get like $30 off. If you're paying for a subscription.
Oh yeah,
for
if
that
you're
month.
a customer. Yeah, if you are a customer. And VR, I want to see how fast you're going to burn through like 10 million credits. It's a lot.
But there is a big Bolt price at the end. So if you're building something in Bolt, you're going to be entered in that pool for the Bolt challenge, for the big prize.
You can sign up with whatever you want with our partners. Just make sure you're signing up and you have an account. And Bolt is super easy to use, guys. It should take you no time to learn. You just basically type in a prompt, have it fix your prompt, and then you just go, and Bolt will just go to work. I think one of the coolest things is deployment. So you can use Bolt to make deployments of what you create and share it with the challenges. You will need to sign up for Bolt and have an account, and in order to claim this, and you will need to use you need to use your credit card upon checking out. Now, if you do something and you're like, I forgot to use the code, we simply can't really do much there. Please pay attention. Please actually type in the promo code. It actually does work. Now, As far as the challenge that everyone is apparently scared of, Sarah, that I didn't know, because it's not scary, is basically we want to use bolt.new, so Bolt, or bring our landing page into Bolt, right? But it doesn't have to be connected with whatever you're building. If you're already building something, it can just be about that. So we want a fully functioning landing page for whatever you're building. Something that is clean, that explains exactly what you're doing, has the call to action, just your normal landing page. Um, you know that you have what it takes to exceed the challenge when it's a landing page and you go to it and your service is clearly there and there's links and information and a logo and all that has to be set up. And guess what? You can use Bolt to do the whole thing, start to finish. And if you need help with anything Bolt related or hackathon related, we're here in the Slack channel, and that's why we have the Slack channel. If you're in this hackathon, like you're accepted and you're competing, if you're not in Slack, that's an issue. Reach out to us and we'll fix that. Slack is where you would want to be to have like 24/7 communication and updates with the hackathon, especially if you need help claiming something. If you're on Twitter, you can reach out to us at TSI_org and you can just DM us and we'll get you in Slack immediately. Or you can check the emails from the event and our email is there as well. And as you can see, Bolt has been building, guys, this whole time. It made look at this.
All right, just really quick to reiterate what Ross just said. Day one's challenge is a landing page creation. You are going to be using Bolt and you are going to be using Modal and you are going to create your app's very first impression, right? That is exactly what needs to be done by the end of today, and make sure that that box is checked off. Or take that back, not by the end of the day, but definitely by tomorrow morning when we have our meeting, right? When we have our 10 a.m. meeting. So you're going to create a compelling landing page for your AI application. The theme and the sole goal of this entire hackathon revolves around an AI application. It will fit those couple criteria that were delineated in one of the tweets that Nick Allister and Ross had put out. So you're going to be building a compelling landing page. This is a story, folks. You're going to invite people into your world. This is saying, hey, this is what I'm here for. This is where users are going to first discover what your project is, and they're going to decide, whether or not they want to engage with it, right? A lot of you have some skills that you have acquired in the quiver that know exactly how to do this. How do you bring someone into your world? How do you have a presence that will speak for you when you're not there? So you've been given two very powerful tools, and I will tell you, last night in practicing with Bolt, you can create a landing page and all of the bells and whistles, if you put your mind to it, in 5 minutes or less. I mean, it does not take a lot to generate it, but it does take a lot to make it personable, make it you, make it have a proof of human. What you're going to accomplish in this is that you're developing or designing, building professional landing page for your AI app. That's where it's going to live for the rest of the week. You're going to have a very clear, concise messaging that explains your app's value proposition. Why are you building this thing? What does it do for the end consumer? Why do they need it? All right. You're going to set up a responsive design. That responsive design needs to be on all devices. It needs to be able to express itself to all of the different types of people, whatever way that they access your site. and it has to communicate to them. And lastly, and very important, and I'm just telling you this because everybody forgets it, you have a beautiful site and we come and visit it. And guess what? We don't know what to do next, right? It needs a call to action. It needs some kind of button to push or an engagement element. It needs follow through. So that is, in essence, what you're doing today. That is your challenge. And if you do not have that, one of the reasons that we're asking for these, kind of check boxes is A, make sure you're here every day, that you're not a bot. Number two, we want to make sure that none of you are caught off guard on Sunday night when you put in your submission and it's rejected because it doesn't have all of the elements it needs. So over the course of this week, we're giving you little hints. Your 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. are hints on tools that we have given you, tools that you have in your possession, and how they may be used to create a piece of the puzzle that is going to give you the best chances to getting through the gauntlet of judges at the end of our hackathon. So I hope that that clears it up, because I don't want you to go away leaving frustrated or not knowing what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do now, and you can listen back in a recording and hear all of the separate steps. And if I haven't been clear because I haven't had enough coffee or sleep, ask me in the Slack channel and I will go over those criteria again. But it's very important that you need to have a place for people to visit, and that is your first challenge for the kickoff ceremonies that we have today. Ross, go ahead and fill in anything that I might have forgotten.
Yeah, so I would just say the way you want to do this is there's 4 platforms that we discussed, right? We talked about Runware, which essentially gives you access to all of these stable diffusion, media generation, API endpoints. Very similar to some of these other providers like Replicate, FAL. Then we have Modal, which gives you access to like a backend GPU that you can use. And we know that GPUs, you use them for running any kind of model, doing pretty much anything related to AI. So you can think of that as your backend. Then we have Daytona, which essentially allows you to run code, have different agents, and then we have Bolt, which is a builder that allows you to build the actual landing page that you're going to share. So the way you can think about this is, while the challenge is to build a landing page, right? There are some things that you want to think of going into that landing page. So number one, another part of this challenge is, of course, having your idea and understanding where different parts of these providers fit into your idea. If you need a backend, if you need a GPU, if you need to, fine tune a model, you might use Modal. If you need to run AI code and have agents running code, you might use Daytona. If you need that media generation, you might use Runware. So on that landing page, maybe you want to include something that justifies what you're going to use Modal for, what you're going to use Daytona for, what you're going to use Runware for, right? So you kind of want to make your case a little bit with the landing page, why you're using all these tools. And that's how you win, right? That's how you arrive at those big prizes at the end. And then, of course, as the hackathon goes on, you're going to build out those parts of your app. But for now, for this first day, you want to create a landing page, a compelling landing page that kind of justifies your case of why you're going to use these services and why you need the resources within those services. Because at the end of the day, we want to connect the people who will actually use these services to the resources.
To answer the question, yeah, I do believe that we will have a document in the Slack channel with everything that we just said in a nice little orderly checklist.
Yes, we'll have a document, and we'll also have a submission link. So the challenge one submission. And the way this works is, let's say you're using Bolt. And challenge 1 is the landing page. You did that, you deployed it, and you gave me a link. That's fine. And then if challenge 2, you go to Bolt and you're like, I want to do this, and then challenge 2 is like the same link, that's also okay. It just, each day will be a challenge towards building the thing that you have, that you're building, your idea, or something brand new. So if you're building around something else, you want to, reimagine what your landing page could be. And that is your challenge. And if it's something you're coming up with today, then it's a new landing page explaining your next big, great idea that's utilizing AI. And no, you don't email anything over. You'll have a link that you'll be able to submit a link where you'll put your name and your project name, your name, and the link. And you'll be able to submit each challenge. And basically, you want to have all the challenges submitted by the end of the week. And it will end on Friday, so the end of the week. And then you'll have 2 days to finish whatever you're doing, and then we'll announce winners. We won't make you guys wait a long time at all. It'll be maybe a day. Are you getting any questions that I should answer live stream, Sarah?
No, other than yes, there will be a list. Are there any penalties if you decide not to do tonight's challenge?
I will answer, Sharon. No, it's not about why you're using the Turbo Pack. It's a landing page about your service that you're entering in the hackathon, your app, using things from the Turbo Pack. Does that make sense? You're not making a website about the Turbo Pack. Don't do that. See how I just made a website like this about AI Mastery? You can make it about, you just tell Bull what you want.
Folks, this is the equivalent of saying, okay, you might already have an idea of an app that you want to build. That's the cake, all right? You've already got the cake. It's in front of you. Now, you're given a turbo pack of awesome confetti, wonderful decorations, all sorts of other things that can upscale your cake and make it look different than anybody else. A lot of these tools are used in certain ways, right? Everybody uses them the same way. When you push yourself in a hackathon, what you're doing is trying to find innovative ways to use those things in unexpected, ways for other people, right? So it may be that I'm not familiar with Modal, or I'm not familiar with Bolt, or I'm not, familiar with Daytona, but I want to make sure that they're embedded in my final project. One as a hat tip, yeah, because they gave us some wonderful prizes, but more so because they've sped up and made my cake look prettier, right? And it stands out from the competition. If you have the ability to animate your front page, that's awesome. So you might already have the cake in front of you. How are you going to embed new stuff into the ecosystem to make it more bells and whistles and more, stand out and more tasty to your end consumer? So, creativity is definitely weighted heavier. So if you think of out of the box uses for things and make it something that doesn't look like a normal landing page. Everybody's landing page looks different or looks the same, or, it kind of has the same vibe to it. How do you add your proof of human that speaks directly to your customers? It doesn't have to speak to us necessarily, but you are setting the bar and saying, this is what I'm building it for. This is who I'm building it for. And I am making it a playground and a beautiful thing that will bring sunshine and rainbows to the people that I've designed it for. And I'm going to use these other tools because I've never used them before, or I know how to use them. And I think I'm going to push it because I've been given some free stuff and, extra change in my pocket to do something really, really cool. That's the ultimate thing, And as for whether or not there are penalties, I'll let Nick, Alisher, and Ross describe the entire gameplay. If you don't want to participate or add these pieces, you're going to have a very difficult time winning the contest. And the reason why is because the things that you create are going to be, they're not going to stand out in the same way. I will just put it that way. I'm trying very hard to edit my words in real time. So I'll let the boys figure out the rest of that question, and
Yeah, I mean,
we'll close it.
I'll say one, you want to use these tools because they're really powerful, and I'm going to show you one example right now, really quick before we end. And two, I don't know about Runware. We added them literally in the middle of the night. I would say wait till the turbo pack happens, and then see if you can just add the code.
And guys, another thing is, do not use any code you see in Slack. All the codes will be shared in your email with the directions on how to redeem them. So don't use any codes from Slack.
Unless it's from me. a
We're not
DM from
sharing
me.
any codes in Slack.
There's no public codes. So if you have, it'll be direct communication via your email or Slack DM, not Slack at all, like in the group. There's no public codes. So
And
every code is unique.
Do not share any codes in Slack because every code is unique and redeemable only once.
Right.
So if you share it, somebody else redeems it, well, now you don't have a code.
It's true. Now, if you're looking at my screen, this is Bolt. I'm not going to show my ENV, obviously, but in the code is ENV here, and in there I put a key, a real one. So I want you to see the power of this. Look, this is actual AI. Look, tell me a story.
And guys, everybody will get an email with the codes, the links, and instructions on how to redeem them.
So you can see it's using actual AI. I literally told Bolt, I just said, make OpenAI happen. And it said, go put your ENV here. And I did it all on the platform, and you can simply add Stripe, and now you have payment. One click, guys, add Stripe to your app. Supabase, no problem. One click. Then tell it, make Supabase tables, make schema, make auth, do it. Then GitHub, push. Then you can host it for real on Vercel. I mean, it's wild what Bolt is building. You guys are going to get to actually try it and take it for a spin today. So really, the landing page is what's required, but I actually asked Bolt to make a little chat bot, and it did. So that's pretty wild. But this is an example. This is a landing page. Bolt made the entire thing in one shot. I didn't even edit nothing. It was just one shot. I used this little enhanced prompt, and it'll make your prompts a lot better. Any questions that you'll have, you can go to the Slack. That's why it exists. Slack channel, email, and DM are your three main ways you can communicate. DM might be a little slow because Twitter kind of has issues sometimes, but Slack will be instant if you have issues. But I am very excited, honestly, really, really excited for this event because I think a lot of times you don't get to play with the best of the best tools because each of them want money when you're just testing something. So now you're going to get all the credits you need to build something absolutely amazing, from image generation, video generation, APIs for all language models are going to be on in Bolt and available for you to connect to. If you're on Vercel, you can connect Grok, and they get free tier and X, and you can just get all these connections and build with them. And I think when you combine things like running DeepSeek on Modal, connect your app to that, have a chat that runs on Modal, it's incredible what you can do. And we look forward to seeing all the submissions for the landing page. You will receive a way to submit later on today. It's due tonight at midnight, but it's not actually due. Like, there's no problem if you do it tomorrow. It's just how we're framing it. But mainly, you want to complete all the challenges by Friday. And if you have any questions, we're always here. Our team is going to be on alert in Slack to help you guys. You're probably hearing them the going off already, the little dings. And we're here to help you. You know, we want to give you the best chance that we can to help you not only just win, but actually build something fun.
Real quick, guys, follow the links that are in the Slack channel. Some of these products might be unfamiliar to you, and you're hearing a word, modal, right? you might be spelling it incorrectly. You might be hearing, the different phonetics differently. My voice might be muffled or weird. The mic is weird. Make sure that you're following the appropriate links in the Slack channel. Number 2, yes, there is going to be a Google Doc of some sort. You will have a piece of paper in your hand if you want to print it out and put it on your desk of what today's requirement and challenge is. We will make sure that that happens so that you are abundantly clear what needs to be done. Ross has already stipulated before midnight tonight. You can kind of, if it was me in your position, I would make sure, don't let the sun go down before it needs to be put in, but definitely at the bare minimum, make sure that it's in before our next session tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just because you will, if you do not do these things in little bite sizes, you can't eat an elephant in one bite, folks. In little bites, it's much easier. And yeah, you can build on other sites that you already have. This hackathon is very simple, that we have 4 criteria that you have to build around. It has to be an AI app, right? And it has to have certain things that are involved, or themes. It could be a creative app. It could be a health app. That list has been given. So you want to make sure that it falls within those parameters. And then, if you have something that you've been cooking on and it might fit, then heck yeah, start embedding it and start taking that cake and decorating it so that, at the end of the week, the judges have something to really look at and sink their teeth into, right? That's the idea. So if there is any confusion whatsoever, make sure it's in the Slack channel. We will try to clear it up. And yes, we will make sure that there is something, written out, or if you want, there are some people that are just transcribing our live spaces. That can happen too. Whatever way you need to have that information, great. We'll make sure that that happens. And we will see you the same time, same place tomorrow morning. I'm really proud of all of you. Hackathons are not easy, and especially ones that are online. I don't get to see you face to face, which is always one of those hard things when it comes to these kind of activities, because there's a synergy that happens in the room. You have a different kind of touch point and understanding, and sometimes the digital layer is difficult to navigate, but at the same time, that's part of the process. You want to be able to be fluid and mobile in whatever medium you happen to be in. So if it's all digital, then so be it. But I do want to say I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud of the folks that, we're on the wait list and we're really upset or wanting to be about it, a part of it. But I'm really glad that the universe provided, because, I do know that people sign up because of, an emotional impulse. And then all of a sudden Monday comes and they're like, oh, I can't do this. I have to do, life is in the way. I just want to say thank you to the people that decided that, hey, this might be too much. And make sure that those spaces are open for people that are really chomping at the bit to be a part of it, because we couldn't have 500 people. We could only have a couple hundred. So it is what it is. At any rate, I hope that you all have a wonderful day. I hope that all your questions were answered. I hope that you started it off awesome. I also hope that you have a playlist, you have some favorite snacks, you have coffee or beverage of choice brewing. And I hope that you enjoy yourself, push yourself. This is one of those moments where you get to really figure out what you're made out of, and I can't wait to see it. So shine on, folks. Go on to greatness. You're going to do awesome. And we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
And I just want to thank you all for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. And our sponsors are watching, I'll tell you that. One of them just said something to Sharon. Thank you to all the sponsors, Daytona, Protea, Vercel, all of you guys. We can't wait to show your products off to these amazing builders. And thanks, Sarah, for coming to hang out 10 a.m. With us, because it's early, but it's important to get this started as soon as possible and remain consistent throughout the week. We want to connect with you, all of you, and that's why we decided to do a live stream every day, to be there, to give you the challenges and help you along the way, all the way until next week through the weekend. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to myself or Sarah in the Slack channel. And I just want to say one thing. If you have signed up and you're not in Slack, make sure you come to Slack channel. Very, very, very important. And we will be releasing all the information talked about today in Slack. It'll be emailed to you, all the specifications, everything you need to know. This is just a quick overview. So head over to Slack channel and we're going to help everyone as soon as this stream ends. And I hope everyone has a good day. Talk to you soon.